excited. You wanted to play with Joe.
Yeah.
All of these things. Did it live up to that for you?
Yeah, it sure did. Obviously, outside of all that stuff was the expectation to, play in the postseason and, all that kind of stuff. So that was really the only thing that we kind of fell short of. But in terms of, the opportunities and, playing with, the best quarterback in the league and incredible coaching staff and them, utilizing me to the best of my abilities, it was cool because the last 2 years of my career, I just haven't been utilized. And before that, I came off 73 catches for almost 800 yards, and then it was like 2 years of just not being utilized the way that I was. So to come here and have that opportunity again and kind of show that I'm still the player that I think I am and that I've shown in the past, that was cool. So I'm grateful for it.
Guys have come here, played tight end, performed well, not as well as you did this year, and been able to churn that into bigger numbers elsewhere. Is that where are you at with your head with that? Like, is that still an idea, or is it like, look, playing with Joe is pretty much a dream, and I'd rather not leave that?
Yeah, I mean, playing with Joe definitely is a dream. That's been incredible. He's been an awesome teammate, great guy off the field. Like, it's been everything and more that I've anticipated. But, because of, I came off a career year, got franchise tagged, so wasn't able to hit the market then, and then went to New England, wasn't utilized nearly as much as I anticipated. So then, my market was super low. Not that I'm, the only, not that the only thing on my mind is making up money, but like it's definitely a motivation, or it's definitely, a thought process in my mind. But, you have to take a lot of things into account. This place is awesome. They welcome me with open arms. And I'm super grateful for it. Like, I will always, no matter what happens, like, remember this year as a lot of fun and a lot of relationships that I made that will carry with me for the rest of my career and the rest of my life.
I mean, you talk about Joe as a good teammate. I mean, he was stumping for you just the other day in the post game. I mean, he's saying we need to get Mike back. What's that mean when you hear that, and how does that affect your your thoughts on things?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. I was talking to my wife about it yesterday. I was like, literally this time last year, like, this is what I wanted. Like, this is exactly what we talked about, exactly how I envisioned it. So to have him kind of banging the table for me a little bit, it's been exactly how I drew it up. And it wasn't just because of me. It was a lot of, moving parts and a lot of people that played a role into it. And I give a ton of credit to, Zac and the way that he has built this offense and the way that he utilizes everybody. And, I mean, you look at the game last week against the Broncos, like, Jamar went over 100 yards, T went over 100 yards with 3 touchdowns. I had 10 catches. Andre would have went over 100 yards if I didn't motion at the same time that somebody else motioned that I didn't know they were motioning, so I'd still owe him more dinners than I've already given him the last week. But, like, there's just so much production in, like, our running game with, Chase, and last week with Khalil. Like, it's just been incredible, and the way that Zac gets everybody involved, it's been awesome. And Joe, obviously, the way that he just processes so quickly, where, I mean, you can't fool him. So, like, all right, hey, we're going to take Jamar away on this play. Well, all right, well, there goes T. Or, okay, like, now we're going to use T as a decoy, and they're doubling Jamar. Like, here comes Mike, and okay, here comes Andre, and we're going to hand the ball to Chase and Khalil. Like, there's just a lot of firepower, and he utilized it perfectly. You
obviously thought highly of Joe when you signed here. Yeah. But is there anything about him that surprised you, that you were even more impressed with when you got here?
I mean, he is as advertised, honestly. He's done everything and more that I anticipated. I obviously knew about how well he could throw the ball and, everything talent-wise. And obviously you have that success and you have to have a really good understanding of what's going on. But I didn't know he was going to process information so quickly and, know the defenses and how quickly, things change and post-snap and all that kind of stuff. And he did an incredible job because, there's a lot of stuff in our offense and the way that guys get defended with, Jamar getting doubled on, just random plays here and there, and you got to be able to see that quick. And defense are going to try to trick us because they know how talented we are, and that's going to be their advantage. And you can't trick Joe Burrow.
Outside of personal expectation. I'm sure there was team expectation that you guys didn't match this year. How close do you think this team is, though, to getting to where you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, very close. I mean, you look at probably 5 different games throughout the course of the year where one play, obviously it's never just one play, but you can look back to one play that changes the outcome of the game. And obviously one more win would have gotten us in. But that's, neither here nor there. I mean, it is what it is at this point. But I would say that the coaching and the way that the culture is built and the way that things are run, it's all done the right way. Like, we're not far off. And I mean, it's easy to say when you're not in it, but I think that if we were in it, we would have made some noise.